my name's Cody, and I want to thank you so much for stopping by today. If it's your first time here, this is going to be a bit of an unusual one. We're starting off in the kitchen, which is unusual for us, but it's about -30 outside right now, and I think it's a great project day to be inside, doing something that kind of counteracts that nasty cold weather out there. So, I don't know, I'll probably do a pan shot of this when we start here and have a good look at what we're working with here today, but I just wanted to share with you something that I'll be doing, which is why I do these videos in the first place, so a little bit of a redundancy there. Doesn't matter. Anyway, today I'm going to work on a project that's very near and dear to my heart. So my dad's passed away almost 10 years ago now, and one of the things that he used to always do was try a lot of these home remedies for us when we were little, and they were wild and they were out there, and it was only recently I discovered that what he used to do, or a part of what he used to do is actually a pretty big thing out there in the home remedies, the world and that sort of thing. And what I'm talking about now is fire cider. So if you've never heard of it before, it is fantastic. It helps with a lot of ailments, especially common colds, common flus, and just helps invigorate and warm the body. And it was just interesting to see that something that my dad did all those years ago for us is actually, you know, deep-rooted in a lot of the herbal traditions. So I thought today would be a great day to come inside out of the cold and make something really, really warm. And I'm going to do two varieties, two different versions. So with fire cider, I guess there's some sort of legal battle going on and we're not allowed to call it fire cider. I don't know. Teach their own, I suppose. I guess that name has been trademarked, so we're not going to make fire cider today. We're going to make something a little bit different. And I'm going to go with a traditional recipe, and then I'm going to try something crazy. So this traditional recipe, I'm going to make more in mind for my wife, because there's certain things that she doesn't necessarily like, cloves being one of them, which I want to try in my not fire cider. So yeah, I'm just going to get these chopped up. We'll talk a little bit about why I'm putting each of these ingredients in there, and wrap it up here pretty quick. Should be a short video today, but that's okay. So I'll be making two batches here, like I said, and we will get these ingredients divided up. So I'm going to make two plain bases with the original ingredients, and then I'll get the first one put away, at which point I will start out experimenting and adding on my own. First thing we got here, you might notice this is a horseradish. So at this time of year I had a heck of a time trying to find any horseradish root. All I could find was a pre-made horseradish side. I did find one that was mostly just horseradish. I think there's some sunflower oil or whatever, so I hope that doesn't affect the final product in here. But it still smells great, tastes great, and doesn't have any sulfites as well. So that's what I was looking for when I was doing that. The ginger is just a great all-around herb to add to any of our herbal remedies in general. It's a great flavorant, I find anyway. I love the taste of it, especially just steeped in tea, which is great. Traditionally, though, it's really helped to use with digestive troubles. So if you have anything along that line, digestively, ginger is a great thing to help settle the stomach. With it being anti-inflammatory and really helps to stimulate the circulatory system as well. So if you got cold hands, you know, it can help with that. Also, if you're inflamed, ginger is a great thing to take as well. So we're going to get this added to our jars in roughly equal portions. A handful there, a handful there. These I have already dried, so they're good to go. And I'm kind of a wimp when it comes to anything super spicy, so I'm not going to bother crunching them up right now, otherwise I will surely die. But I'm going to get them added. None the same. There we go. That should do her. Okay, next up on our list here is the garlic. Now, garlic is a great all-around herb. If you've been following me for a little while, you probably would have seen us plant all our garlic out already. So just using up the last of it here in our not fire cider. And garlic's really good for lots of things. It helps to keep everything pumping and moving nice and smoothly as it should. Also helps to expel anything expectorant, like I said earlier. If you've got, you know, congestion in your lungs, it can help with that. And it's also antiseptic. So in, I think it was World War I, actually, they used garlic as a wound dressing to help fight off infection, which I think is just fantastic. Now this is of course before, you know, penicillin was widely used. It's just super ingenious. to be able to use what they had on hand to help battle infection. So when we added to our cider here, we're trying to get those same benefits here, namely the anti-inflammatory properties out of it, which is fantastic. Also adds a great, nice, warm kick to your drink. I'm just going to get these all smashed up real quick here, sorry. Let's see. This is one of my dad's most favorite ingredients. He would eat it by the cloveful. So every time I smell garlic, I always think of him. Okay, garlic is peeled now. It doesn't have to be perfect. If you end up getting a little bit of the fluff in there, that's okay. Don't worry about it. It all gets strained out after. Now I'm just going to coarsely chop these guys to help open them up a little bit. Oh, there's a little rotten bit. We'll cut that out. Okay, watch our fingers there. That looks good. So I've got one bulb going in here, and I'll do up another bulb for the other side. Just again, we're trying to create two equal bases here. Just about done with the second batch of garlic here. Now I don't know if you know this trick or not, but if you take your flat knife, give the garlic a couple of taps like that, it's going to pull the paper away from your meat there, so you end up with a pretty quickly peeled clove of garlic. So just a little tap there. It don't matter in the end really, because you're looking for roughly chopped anyway, so if you smash it up a wee bit, that's alright. And the skins I find peel off pretty quickly. Tap, tap. There we go. That one's being a little sticky, but that's alright. Last one here, a little tap tap. Beauty. We'll give them a little chop. Again, watch our fingers. That's not one of the ingredients for today, so I'd like to keep those attached if I could. That looks pretty good. So, like I said, I'm just trying to chop everything to increase the surface area to help the acetic acid in the vinegar pull out more of those active compounds from our herbs. There we go. Beautiful. Next on our list here is the humble onion. So these are just an all-around fantastic addition to, well, anything that you're doing, whether it's out in the garden or in your herbal toolkit. So they are obviously grown around the world, and they're used for pretty much everything. In medieval days, bunches were hung outside of doors in the hopes that it would ward off the plague. Now, I don't know how effective that was, but I think it's just neat, a little bit of history there. What we're using them here for is their anti-inflammatory and their diuretic ability. So they help a lot with circulation, which all around helps to fight off colds and flus. So definitely add your onion here. Again, half onion per jar. Okay. There we go. Chop up this one. Now, like I say, onions are just a fantastic thing to grow. They're super easy. They have so much flavor. So even if you just use them in your cooking, you know, they're also, you get all those benefits as well from them. You don't have to turn them into, you know, medicine, so to speak. In a lot of ways, I believe our food is medicine. So next up here is our horseradish. I hope this doesn't screw up the whole thing. It would kind of be a waste. But like I say, I couldn't find any horseradish root, so I'm kind of stuck with this sauce. Now there's no no cream or anything added to it. You know, you get the creamed horseradish. This is just ground up root with a little bit of oil to hold it together, and no sulfates like I mentioned earlier. So I'm hoping that this doesn't cause any major issues. I don't see why it would, but hey, who knows. Horseradish is a great one to add to. Hopefully if you can get your hands on the actual root. Like I said, it's a good expectorant, so if you're kind of congested, definitely helps clear things up and keeps things moving. Great for your circulation, and again, just an all-around excellent herb to have in your toolkit. There we go. If only I had a spatula, but that's okay. Perfect. And the smell, oh, just fantastic. There we go. So we have our two bases completed. Now these have the onions, the garlic, the cayenne peppers. They've got the ginger and the horseradish. The final ingredient, well, second to last, I guess, is the apple cider vinegar, when you're doing this, you want to make sure that you have the raw, unfiltered apple cider vinegar, preferably with the mother still intact there. That's going to help create that environment that's going to help pull out a lot more of those active compounds. And basically all we do is give this a good shake to get that mother mixed off the bottom if she's laying down there. There we go. And we open it up and pour it in. There we go. So this will be our traditional batch here for my wife. Now what I'm going to do, I'll set this aside, we'll deal with that after, and I'll get this one. I'm going to get the extra things added to this one that I want to add. First variation that I'm going to go with here is the Humble Lemon. Now this, don't let it fool you, is a super, super fantastic thing to add to our not fire cider here. So, aside from being really high in vitamin C, which, you know, helps to fight off scurvy, it also has an alkalining effect on our body. Despite it being quite acidic, once it gets into the stomach, it can help alkalize our bodies, which is a great thing. Also has a really strong effect on healing and strengthening our vein walls, which can really help out a lot of people. So by adding the lemon here, we're getting a lot of that benefit. So I'm just going to slice it into rings here and add the one lemon in, just like that. There we go. Okay, next on our list here is some fresh organic turmeric. Now doesn't that just look fantastic? It's not going to show up very well on the camera, I know, but it just looks beautiful, and the smell, oh, it's just amazing. So turmeric is a great addition into this. Now what it tends to do is help a lot with our circulatory system. It helps to lower cholesterol levels and blood pressure. It also has a thinning effect on our blood. So it can help with, I'm not saying it helps, you know, fix or anything like that, but if you've got, you know, some heart troubles or some risk of stroke or whatever, no, there's a lot of risk of heart disease in my family. So turmeric is a great addition into our fire cider just to help with that circulatory system, helping to thin out our blood. There we go. Get that nice and chopped finely. There we go. We'll get this added now. Get the turmeric in there. You can't really add turmeric without adding a little bit of black pepper. The pepper and the turmeric work together. Now the pepper helps to extract the beneficial compounds in the turmeric. So by adding the pepper in there, you help to get a little bit more extraction there. That's an important step. Yeah, our next addition here from the traditional path is cloves. So these I just love. Now this is the main reason why I did the diversion from my wife's batch, just because she does not like the smell or taste of these. But these are a fantastic addition for lots of different reasons. They're basically a cure-all as far as to what they help you with, you know, as far as digestion and those things. They're also a great stimulant for the mind and the body, so they can help clear your head. I get those added in there. There we go. And not to mention the smell is just a fantastic thing. There, that's better. I don't have to bend down so much. So the next one we're going to add here is rosemary. Now rosemary is just a great all-around herb to add here. I just love the smell, and you can use it for so much more than just for cooking. So rosemary is a great one in that it helps to lift the spirits. They say it can help with mild depression if you're suffering from anything like that. It also has helped with nerve regrowth, and there's a Japanese study, I can't remember, I think it was 2003 that came out, that said it can actually help to repair nerve growth. So that is, I think, a promising thing. You know, there's so much that our plants can do for us that I think are often overlooked. But yeah, it's a great little addition. So I've got a pinch here. Just going to get that added into it. There we go. Next we have some goji berries. Now these are just fantastic. I love the color that they're going to add to here. Now these are really beneficial for helping to lower blood pressure. They also are an anti-aging effect on our bodies as well, and they really do help to protect the liver. So it's nice to get that added benefit there. Another great circulatory product, circulatory booster as well. So a lot of this, if you're noticing a theme, really help to get our blood pumping in a healthy, constructive way for our bodies. And all of this, my hope, is to work together to create something that really can help our bodies to thrive a little bit better. The last addition here is cinnamon bark. So this is a great all-around addition as well. So it's going to help again with the circulatory system. It helps with, well, I'm sure you know cinnamon has a nice warming effect on the body and can also help with brain health. So I'm just going to get that added here to the top. There we go. And that pretty much does it. Last thing to do is to add the vinegar. Get it all shaken up. Just, I don't know if you can see that chunky bit there. That's a bit of the mother there that we want to get worked back into solution. There we go. So bottoms up. We'll get the vinegar poured in here and get this starting to coalesce. Isn't that just beautiful? Perfect, almost right to the top there. Come on, you sucker. There we go. And just top them off. There we go. Perfect. We're going to close these up. Now, just one thing to keep in mind is the vinegar will actually corrode the metal bits on your lid here. Or maybe your, well, the rubber bit there. So put a piece of wax paper over it. Just like that. There, and that will keep it your ring nice and safe. Otherwise you get a little bit of corrosion, a little bit of rust. So just a little piece of parchment paper, wax paper there. Should keep that separate. There we go. Look at that, eh? There we go. So another great little project to get done while it is freezing out there. And it's kind of beneficial too, right? Because it's like it's super cold outside, -30, whereas this, when this is ready, this is going to be anything but cold. So last thing to do is really just kind of shake her up, agitate it. And you're going to want to kind of agitate this every day. So if you get a chance, put it somewhere high traffic where when you can walk by and just give it a shake to help keep everything mixed up. That would be an ideal thing, just to keep everything working and moving. But it's going to sit for probably a month to let everything kind of work itself together. After a month, I'm going to come back and probably do another video showing you how I'm going to pour it off here and drain it, and then we might even do a sample if I'm feeling brave enough. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Now it's just a waiting game. So like I say, about 4 to 6 weeks is ideal, and yeah, we'll see what we get in that time. There we go. Now, when you're making your own at home, you can really do anything you want. You know, there's hundreds and hundreds of different variations to this. Add whatever you want to it. If you've got a specific flavor that you're going for, or if there's certain ingredients that do not sit well with you, don't add them, right? Add what you want. I think another great one to add to this would be elderberries. But again, like I say, it's up to you. It's whatever you want to do, do it. And yeah, I can't wait to come back in a month just to kind of see what we've got here. I'm starting to see a little bit of, well, a little bit of chunky, but I think that's just the finely chopped horseradish. Now that is the only variable here that I'm a little concerned about, so I hope that doesn't mess up our whole project. But like I say, there didn't seem to be anything in that ingredient list that really gonna cause me trouble, but I guess we'll find out in a month. Excellent, so there we go, guys. We got 2 good jars of fire cider, or I guess rather not fire cider, ready to go. I can't wait to share them with you here in a month's time. And yeah, let me know in the comments if you've ever tried this, or if you had something similar to this, or if you have any tips or tricks. What do you like to add into yours? Anything, you know, I'm happy to have that conversation with you. So that's where I'm going to leave it for today, guys. So I want to thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with me today. And until next time, take care, and we'll see you later. Bye now.